What's going on, everyone? We got the NCAA tournament rocking it out today. I'm sorry. I'm also trying to get this up because people are like, you need to put this all up as a podcast, Tim. That's what you need to do. And I haven't been doing that. Because you want to know why? One lonely beastie I be. All by myself without nobody. Nope, that's not true. We got everyone in the chat. We got Big James Williams, my brother from another mother, coming already saying, hit that like button as soon as you walk into the door. And my brother Tim speaks all these issues all the time. Unlike some other content creators, it's time to start asking the tough questions, and it's time to start asking the honest questions. Ron Juan got himself a notification. About friggin' time, YouTube. You want to know why? YouTube wants to suppress us. YouTube wants to stop us, but we can't be stopped. I've said it before a million times. I said it again. With all these other content creators and all these other idiots coming after us, you know what?
There isn't anything for you here. I have men at my back. When you stand alone and defy me, I'm not alone.
We're never alone here. We got ourselves a player hating degree, also known as the Daniel Jones Haters Club. I've officially started that today. Officially started. T-shirts, membership cards, and everything else will be available on NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Join the force. Join the player hater degree. Join the club that everyone says that we are the leaders of. You want to know why? Because it's time. It's time to look in the mirror. It's time to look at ourselves. It's time to look at what has been going on here for going now on 6 seasons. There's always one. There's in this 6-year run coming up this season, 2024. There's one common denominator. There's one common factor, and that's Daniel Jones. I announced my hatred yesterday. I did. I announced it. No, Greg, I'm a hater. Because haters going to hate. And I announced my hatred yesterday. Not to the person. Not to the man. Not to any of that. I announced my hatred to just Daniel Jones in general. The player. Because I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Someone posted on Twitter that he's Norm Snead. Norm Snead back in 72, I think, led the Giants an 8-7 record. It was an aberration. He was like 1-5-1 or 1-4-1 in 1973. Then the Giants got rid of his ass. Traded him. Traded him. Try our experimental AI features. Get help writing, organizing tabs, and creating custom themes. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is, StreamYard, so leave me alone. But you know what? We have the player hating degree. We've said it before. It's okay now. You can come out of the shadows. I was thinking about it yesterday. J.J. McCarthy. Not a bad idea. Literally not a bad idea now. I was thinking about it. And I laughed because I thought to myself over and over again, it just wouldn't make any sense, J.J. McCarthy. It wouldn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it again yesterday. We talked about it. We talked about how he has that certain something that allows men to want to follow another man in the most platonic type of way. But that's what he has. He's got that Jalen Hurts thing. He's got that je ne sais quoi. He may not have all the athletic ability. He may not have all the accoutrements under the hood that you want for physical attributes for an NFL quarterback, but he makes up for it for Jonathan Moxon. He's got the moxie. Not only Lance Arbor, but he's got the moxie. That's what we need. If the Giants were to reach for J.J. McCarthy at 6, I would be like, I'm good. I'm fine. Because more likely they're going to grab a wide receiver in the second round. They got so many other things going on that I'll be good. You take Drake May. If Drake May serendipitously drops because someone grabs Minnesota trades up and grabs J.J. McCarthy. Right now, Arizona's basically saying, the blue light's on. Come get this pick. Which is bad news for the Giants. But I would be fine, even with Drake May. Because I don't want this anymore. As a consummate giant stupid fan who spends his money on season tickets, who goes to the games, who does all these things. I just need something else. People talk about how they didn't want Eli Manning after 15 years. They wanted something else. So when that 2019 season came rolling along and Daniel Jones came in that Jet preseason game, and on that second drive, he brought them down to a touchdown. The Giants said, was everyone went buck wild. I was there. I posted the videos. But then it kind of just fell off the bus. The wheels just came off. The wheels came.
It's Daniel Jones at the 5. It's Daniel Jones at never mind.
The Daniel Jones bus just collapsed. I did my video at the end of the 2019 season, which everyone hated. That says if he doesn't learn these scenarios, he's gonna get himself killed. And all had to do with pocket awareness, pocket presence, being able to read the defense, stop being a one-read quarterback. Go and watch the video. I'm not gonna pontificate about it again, but go watch the video. And then when 2020 rolled around, this is called the monologue, guys. I'm going to get to everybody. This is called the monologue. This is one of those fancy things you do on radio and places like that. Then the 2020 season rolled around, and it just got worse. 2021 rolled around, it just got worse. And at this point in time, you would figure, like everyone else in the human world, the bane of existence of the NFL franchise, you move on from a quarterback after 3 years, after 2 bad seasons. Nope. We double down. We triple down. We quadruple down with $160 million. So I don't hate Daniel Jones, the person. He's a nice guy. Great. I always think of that line in Glengarry Glen Ross with Alex Baldwin. You're a good father? Great. Stay home and play with your fucking kids. You're just not the NFL quarterback. You're not it. You're not who we need you to be. Not who we want you to be. You're not who we deserve you to be. And we deserve it as a fan base. We do. You could talk about it any differently as you want. We deserve it as a fan base. Yes, I've been spoiled with Eli Manning. Yes, I was spoiled with Phil Simms. Hell, in some regards, I was spoiled with Kerry Collins. Yes, I was scarred with Craig Morton and Dave Brown and Cannell and Kent Graham and all the others in between. But it's 6 years. The Daniel Jones Hater Club is now officially open. You may like what I say. You may disagree with what I say. You may want to hate me for what I say. But I'm going to say it because it's time. And people are going to be like, well, Tim, what happens if he balls out next year? You're going to be wrong. Well, it's not the first time I was wrong. Not. But when have I ever been wrong about Daniel Jones? That's what I ask people all the time. You can tell me I'm wrong. I've been wrong about things. It doesn't matter because you're not right about everything. People like to revel in the fact that when I'm wrong with something, because you know what? If that's your existence, if that makes you happy, if that fulfills you as a person, I'm fine with that. Like I said before, I got broad shoulders. Doesn't matter to me. But I am going to say this. It's time, guys. No more. No more, Joe. And I'm going to get to you next, Joe Shane. I'm going to answer some people in this chat, but I'm getting to you next, Joe. Because I keep going through these salary cap numbers, and I don't get it. And I know I don't have full details. I know I don't have all the information, but I keep looking at these salary cap numbers with the rule of 51. Yes, you just redid Dexter Lawrence's contract. We're going to save $7 million. I'm looking at, if you look at the total, you look at the rule of 51 spending, and a lot of these contracts are estimations because I don't have all the full details. You're looking at like 240. You got 19 million in dead. You figure you're going to add another 3 to 4 million when you add 2 more players with rule 53. You got a $7 million potential rookie cap hold. You're going to have an addition. You're going to need an additional 3 plus million for guys on your practice squad. And I always love it because Joe Shane likes to talk about his Giants operational cap space. I add all this shit up and I factor in a few other things. Without the rule of 51, I'm looking at anywhere between negative $24 to $25 million. Waller retires, that's 6.7. Let's just say it's 7. You got 7 from Dexter Lawrence. So you're still negative $10 million in cap space. We've talked about it before. You're going to have to redo Andrew Thomas's contract. You're going to have to maneuver a little bit more. Even if you redo Andrew Thomas's contract, kick in another $7 million, you're still $4 million over the cap. And like I said it before, I don't make the math. And I don't have all the numbers. I don't have all the figures combined. I'm just looking at it from an overview perspective. That's what I'm looking at. And there's other factors that go into the salary cap, but I'm not going to get into it, that actually make that number a little larger, a little higher in reference to how much we're over the cap. But right now, like I said, if we take a look at this, what the Brian Burns contract did, what the Andrew Thomas contract did, what the Daniel Jones contract is doing, what the Dexter Lawrence contract is doing, and signing Lawrence and Thomas consecutively, what it did, because they're all going to mature at the same time, you're looking at 24 to 25 million over the cap, not counting the 7 million saved today. And like I said, not counting if you count the Waller cut. Let's just say the Waller cut 7. Let's make it 14. So let's just say we're $24 million over the cap. You save 7 for Tom. You save 7 for the Lawrence contract. You save 7 for the Darren Waller. Let's say you're still 10 million over the cap once the season starts. And you want to bring in more guys. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's talk about the cap. Big old Daryl says, what's going on, Tim? What's going on, OBB family? True words. Big James. Big Blue for herself. Let's get it on. Mr. McCormick says, what's going on, Tim? Everything's going on. Ron Juan says, I finally got a live notification. YouTube sucks. They're trying to keep me off of YouTube. We got the NCAA tournament going on today. I don't really watch the first round. We have 8 versus 9 going on right now. Yeah. Wake me up after the first round. Chris says, what's up, Tim? Go Big Blue. Rah says, sup. Quick reminder that DJ still sucks.
That's what she said.
Big Greg coming in. Sup, gents. Hey, Big Greg, are you coming on the show Sunday? Are you going to be a guest Sunday morning? I didn't get an email from you at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. I didn't. Just asking. Jacob wants to say, would you take Penix at 6? Yes. I have now I am Crazy Eddie from the 80s, who owned all those Crazy Eddie stores in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I've gone insane. Yes, I would take Penix at 6. Hell, I might take Joe Milton at 6. Dominic, afternoon all. What's up, Dom? Taking a 10-minute break from work, writing Tim another article to drop before a meeting. Big Dom has come up with the big articles. If you want to submit an article, just email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. We have another guest writer coming up. He just sent me the article yesterday. He was like, I don't know if it's any good. I said, you know what? The article he sent me was really good. I'm going to even put it on. Wait, you know what? I'm going to hide this. I'm going to put it up here for article submissions. Thank you, my love. Submissions. Email me at tim@onlineBigBlue.com. There we go. Look at that. And like I said, we got a lot of good responses from the articles from Dahmer. We got a lot of good responses. This new article, I'm going to give you a preview. It's about how we've basically fallen off the map since Eli Manning. And it's a great topic. It's a great article. I hope the revisions I didn't give them any revisions. I loved it. But I'm not going to submit someone's work until they have the jurisprudence to go over it and to make their own corrections. Who's texting me now? Stop texting me, people. I'm working. People call Neil a bust after 2 years and say Jones needs more time to get into year 6. Stupidest fan base in sports. Knock, knock. Who's there? You're not wrong. We are haters, says Greg. We aren't haters. We are realists and non-homers. Ronwan says, I can't understand why the Giants like quarterbacks that play like Daniel Jones. I don't get it. We need a 21st century guy. We need a guy that can move the needle. It's funny because a certain content creator was bashing me because I said Joe Milton has all the physical attributes. But now that I'm watching Joe Milton a little bit, and Zach Attack sent me some Joe Milton videos and some other things, I'm actually kind of warming up to Big Joe. If you want to grab Big Joe later in the draft, you want to pick him up maybe in the 5th round, Well, I don't think we can. If you want to grab him later in the draft, I've been watching some film. I've been watching some of the stuff at Michigan. I've been watching, and I love because Joe Milton came out and said, people are surprised how intelligent I am. And I basically ran a pro style offense at Michigan. And I thought to myself, Joe, you weren't that great at Michigan. I mean, if you're looking for a guy with all the physical attributes, are you looking for a guy that's got that arm? He's got the body. He's 6'5", 244 pounds. He's got the speed. He's got the power. Joe Milton's not a bad look. I laughed that Joe has been in college since 2018. In his one season at Michigan, he only had 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, only completed 56% of his passes for 1,000 yards. It wasn't until he really had that breakout season in 2012, 2018, 2,800 yards, like 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a bunch of yards rushing, of course, as always. Well, not really that many. It's almost 300. But you know what? Joe Milton's an interesting prospect. If you want to talk about J.J. McCarthy having the intangibles in regards to the fact that he is a true leader, that he is a leader of men, that people rally around him, you have to say the same. You have to say about Joe Milton. He has all the physical attributes. You know who it reminds me of?
That's right. Gotta get to work.
We've said it before. We're going to redub him. Joe Willie Beeman Milton.
Come on. My name is Willie. I keep the ladies creaming and all my fans got screaming. You can defeat me. You're dreaming.
Zach at work can't listen and chat sometimes. I've said it before, Zach. Your problems are your own. You want to be the associate. You want to be the quasi formal, non-formal associate producer of the Online Big Blue Show. Just joking, Zach. 22 credits away. Get your credits and get out of college. I hate the coach that didn't make Jones a tight end 18 years ago. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of hate, man. Breaking news. Tim has announced his hatred towards Daniel Jones. Now, hear from our sponsors. It's not my hatred towards Daniel Jones. Like I said, I don't hate the man. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Don't hate the man. I hate what he is in reference to what he's made this franchise. And the delusion and the false grandeur. You want to talk about a false idol, a false prophet? That's Daniel Jones. And the fact that our organization continuously doubles down on a bad bet. That's why we have now started the official Daniel Jones Haters Club. You been to the Players Club? Welcome to the Haters Club. Ronwan says, I can't understand why the Giant fans like the quarterback who plays like Daniel Jones. I have no idea. Oh, the Eagles signed dangerous Paris Campbell. I saw that. Paris Campbell thanked God on his Twitter page this morning. And I actually responded to him and I said, you must have gotten out of New York. Oh, my goodness. Paris Campbell. We're going to miss you, Paris. Todd Taylor says, oh, no, we lost our weapon. What the blank? Davey says, can we bring back old man Chris Sims? I'd rather bring back old man Phil Sims. He is only 21. Who? Joe Milton? Is Joe Milton only 21? Oh, that's right. He actually went to college at 17. So he might be 21. I don't know. I don't have to look that up. JJ says, wouldn't be there. Vikings will jump and we will leave Shane holding his PP. Holding his PP as in his, you know what? Or holding his PP like he has to go to the bathroom and he didn't want to go to the bathroom before the pick was made. It's going to be interesting. The Deep Blue Reef says, Deep Blue Reef, exactly, and Dable can mold them. You really can. Born Again. Born a G-Man says, right. We also have a 2 for 2 from Deep Blue says, it's always the same with Daniel Jones. Chris says, I'd be happy with Howdy Doody. It's Howdy Doody time. This show ain't worth the rhyme. Davey says, Tim spends money on me instead of the Giants. And I'm going to spend money on my loving wife who made me another shake. The same way it has been, we paid X and Saquon. We need new faces, new blood. I don't know. Mr. Roberts says the wide receiver class is deep. They can reach for a quarterback Penix at 6 if they want. I keep thinking that. I keep looking at this wide receiver class. You're right. You could probably grab a starting wide receiver in the second round. It's almost like if we had that second round pick that we gave up and sent over for Brian Burns and didn't swap this and instead swapped it out with the Seattle pick, we'd be in good shape. I'm joking. We didn't swap picks. We swapped the 5th round picks. So we went from 140 to 162. But we're not going to talk about that. Davey says the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round, all over MetLife. Kevin, what's up? Tim, what's good? Todd says, I blame the Vikings. If they had won that wild card game, we would not be here. The Vikings had the worst pass defense I've seen in 30 years on a playoff team. They actually probably had one of the worst pass defense I've seen in 30 years just on the NFL. So, and we barely lost them the first time. And they had won in numerous games with like 2 points or under. So you knew that the law of averages would state that we would probably have a good opportunity to win that game. Shredder says, Big Dave, what's big? I didn't want Tommy DeVito to get cut because of his intro lol. Can you play his Jersey Shore intro? David, you know that we always this is like a radio station. Hold on, I'll have to find it for you. This is like a radio station. I always wanted to be a morning DJ. I've told people that. All right, this is 97.5 WFA and coming in strong for you with that #1 single that's always rocking this nation. It gets no better than Jersey Shore Tommy.
Jersey Shore Tommy.
Wait for the beat to drop.
It was a chiropractor day. No, I need to go back. Strider said, Tim, nice guys finished last. Man, I hope we get a good one quarterback in the draft somehow. Somehow, some way. Can we do it? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I really do. I want to thank all the people that are watching on Twitter. I want to thank all the people that are watching on the YouTube sphere. Sublight says, what do you think of Spencer Rattler? Hidden gem with some work. No. Flamed out in Oklahoma. He folds under pressure. Was supposed to be that guy that win the big Heisman. I loved his release. I just didn't see the release at the combine. He almost has a Dan Marino-esque release. Ching! I didn't see it. And that's against the All Shorts team. The All Cones team. It's actually against the nobody on the field team. I didn't see it. Don't see it. Bornan says, I want someone who displays their passion for the game. You know, that could be JJ. We have to come up with a JJ sound effect. Carey was the best quarterback we had in years. Will always have a special place in my heart. I agree. Same here. Born a man. Carey was underrated as a Giant, but thank God we got Eli and got us 2 Super Bowls. He was. Brendan. Hey, Tim, it's been time to move on for Danny. It's bothersome that people want to wait until the future to get a new quarterback. It's a risky move for the Giants. Always seem to want to play it safe. You got to be. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. And this is an honest question. And people are like, oh God, it's an honest question. That's never good. It's an honest question. Where are all the people on Twitter and all the content creators that were kneeling at the altar of Daniel Jones? First they hated him, then they loved him, then they loved him, then they hated him, then they loved him again, and they hated him, and they loved him, then they got his $160 million, and now they hate them. Pick a lane. It's okay to be wrong, but pick a lane. Don't go with the prevailing winds. Let's give him something. Dr. Garrett says, I thought you were off until Sunday. What a wonderful surprise. Straighten out the front office. You know what the thing was? I was going to watch basketball. And then I saw the 11:45 game. And I was like, no, I don't want to watch basketball. I'm going to watch basketball tomorrow. Tomorrow, and I also got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow, so we'll have the Sunday game. We'll have the Sunday stream. Aggressive sometimes and get the guy with the injury clause in his contract. I don't know if Daniel Jones will play that much. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried about a lot of things. Are we in the bottom 5 of salary cap money? Is the 5 teams above us won games, as do the 4 teams below us. I just keep looking at these salary cap numbers. I always plug them into my little Excel spreadsheet. And that's why we're usually only off by 100,000 each way. I just don't see it. And I've been saying this since beginning. I've been saying this since the Burns deal. I've been saying this. And I've been saying this ad nauseum that you would have to still restructure other people to make these. And like I said, I don't have all the numbers. So I can't tell you what contracts were officially submitted. But like I said, I could see us coming in like I said, with the rookie cap hold, with the practice squad, and with his, like we always call it, he stole my phrase. I don't know. I'm not going to charge Joe Shane for using the phrase operational cap space because we all know where he got it from. Plus the $10 million in operational cap space that he wants. We could be anywhere between 20 to 30 million over the cap. And that's without restructuring Andrew Thomas yet and releasing Darren Waller. I don't get it. I keep looking at these numbers. There's Office is one of my favorite shows. There's a scene in The Office when the Michael Scott paper company is wants to hire a delivery person, and they went with a fixed income model. They didn't use a sliding model, in reference to more revenue, more people, no supplies, and everything else. And the guy has it all in Excel spreadsheet, and Michael goes, "Well, I want you to crunch the numbers again." And the guy's like, "It's an Excel spreadsheet." So he goes, "Just crunch them." So the guy hits spacebar and goes, "Crunch." And Pam looks at him and goes, "Did it change any?" That's what I do sometimes. I crunch numbers again, hit the spacebar repeatedly. It doesn't do anything. The numbers don't change because math is math. Math is math. Anyone ever notice that every year we seem to be fighting to stay under the cap despite having a bad team? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. With the Burns contract, with the rookie cap hold, I should rephrase it, with the guaranteed rookie cap hold. And I didn't even factor in the practice squad. And this is what the operational target. And I only I just refactored in the contract for the $7 million for our old buddy. And I'm still coming over almost over 30 something million in over the cap. And this is without the rule of 51. I don't get it. I don't get it. Wait for it, says Chris. We're going to touch the third rail. Don't touch the third rail. You fall on the train tracks, you never touch the third rail. What's up, Blazing? Dr. Garrett says, Tim, you got a like for me just for your singing skills. I appreciate that. X-Men 97. I don't know what X-Men 97. Yes, sir. I'm coming. All right.
That's what she said.
Then email me at Tim and Online Big Blue so I can send you the link, man. DA says, time to move on for Dan Jones. After 5 years, we know what we have. Yeah, we have a do. Emmanuel made it, so you know what? That's the best. The Jets had Flash Gordon at quarterback. We need Buck Rogers. Flash, oh, king of the impossible. Well, no, because he went over to Mongo, and you never know if Flash got back. We don't know. We don't know if him and Dale and Dr. Zard ever got back. And I only know the 80s movie Flash Gordon with Sam Jones. I don't know. I don't know the comic. How far you think JJ McCarthy will fall in the draft? I don't think he's going to fall. I think either Minnesota. I don't think it's a smokescreen. I think Minnesota likes him. I think Minnesota should be precluded from drafting him after the whole Christian Ponder fiasco. Just like Buffalo should have been precluded from taking Josh Allen after the EJ Emanuel trade. Mr. Alvarez says, supposedly the Cardinals GM said he wouldn't mind trading the pick. That's making me a little nervous. I didn't know that. I just knew they're open. They're going to be open for this. Chris says, I see Joe Milton as a very, very raw Josh Allen. A very raw. Well, I don't see that, but I mean, I think he's got all the physical intangibles. Dr. Garrett says, if we would have had true sellers last year at the deadline, how good would our draft capital look right now? And misstep from the front office. They're relying on the compensatory picks for next year. But you're right. We're not going to get what we would have got last year. Make sure you hit the like button when you hit the club, says James. What do we got here? Ryan says the Eagles just picked up Paris Campbell. Makes no sense to have a good receivers if you still have Daniel Jones as a quarterback. You know, it's going to be funny if Paris Campbell balls out. What then? What do we say then if he balls out? And I'm tired of the misconception that Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback. And we talked about it yesterday, and I die laughing. This is a guy that finished the season 11-6 last year, right? 11-6, still threw for 3,800 yards. Also had 23 touchdowns passing. Had another 15 rushing. This guy accumulated 30 touchdowns. Also had another 600 yards on the ground. So he's got almost 4,400 yards and 30 touchdowns. We would cream to have that here. That guy would be the Messiah of New York. What's up, my brother? How you doing today? I'm doing good. Hey, Tim, I think Devin Leary, the quarterback out of Kentucky, I think he is. I don't like Michael Pratt. Leary, I think really, I don't want to say put on a show, but Leary kind of showed something to me. He still doesn't have the arm strength. I don't know if he has got the NFL arm strength to make all the throws, but he's got all the other intangibles. He's got the accuracy. He's got the pocket presence. He seems very poised, and that's just from the combine. But how about Caleb Williams' pro day? Dude went 50 for 50. Dude didn't miss. And yes, I understand it's choreographed. I understand that it's made to look the player look good, but the dude didn't miss. It was freak. I watched the whole thing. And I watched it twice. It was a little freakish. Don't hate Jones. Just don't like the way he plays football. I don't hate Jones as a person. I think he's probably a very nice person. I did see a video of him yelling at a fan that was yelling at him, basically giving him some prop and praise and told them to calm down. But I don't hate Jones. Like I said, I hate the. I don't hate the. From the founders of Poppycockers, we now present the Daniel Jones Haters Club shirts on sale soon. Yes, you can also get Poppycockers merch on NewYorkGiantsLive.com. We've had the Poppycockers merch for a while now, which is actually a big seller. I always love the fact that people would want to buy merchandise for a strip club that I made up in my mind. And doesn't exist. Daryl says Penix 6 Jerry Rice's son in the second round. Okay. That was awesome. What was awesome? 15 minutes behind. What was awesome? Stanley says, hey, Tim, the Giants need to draft tackles because the draft is deep with tackles. You can see vis-a-vis free agency where NFL teams thinks the draft is deep by the number of contracts and the amount of contract and the number of certain positional players that are still out there. You could see that the safety class in this draft is not that high. Because you got a lot of safeties picking up big cash. All right, we got Jalen Mills. How bad are the Vikings D? They make Daniel Jones look legit. Enough said. Mr. Albert says, people forget that the Vikings had the final possession. The vaunted Giants defense also helped Jones get his contract. You're right. Greg says, Spencer Rattler is trash. Danny Crazy Eyes says, DJ wasted any wide receivers they drafted. Giants with Daniel Jones were wide receivers go to die. We've talked about that. Ryan Williams says, Tim would be going to the Giants games. I'm going. I re-upped my season tickets. If you want me to be honest, I accidentally re-upped my season tickets because I forgot to take the credit card off file. So yeah, evidently I'm going. Haven't been invited yet to the draft party. I don't know why. Caleb's pro day, man. Go watch it. He was 50 for 50. He didn't miss. I've seen some great pro days before. This kid didn't miss. If you go by a pro day, and you really shouldn't, but if you go by a pro day judging a quarterback, this guy is beyond the real deal. Have you you have to do a good time sound effects with JJ McCarthy. Oh, you mean dynamite? Yeah, I will. You come on Sunday, and I will Greg, you come on Sunday, and I promise you this. You come on Sunday, and I will have it just for you, Greg, Big Greg. I will have a dynamite sound effect. I think you're wrong about Neil. He will be moved inside. I don't think Neil won't be moved inside. They called him up. I didn't say he wouldn't get me moved inside. They called him up and asked his team if he minds moving over to guard. They already asked him. Don't let me wrong about it. I said I wouldn't do it. Not going to take a left tackle in college, move him to right tackle, then move him from right tackle to right guard, and then draft Joe Alt, who was a left tackle in college, and move him to be a right tackle in the pros to play against the right guard. He used to be a right tackle, but then was a left tackle, and then put him next to an undersized center. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Tim, I admit I'm a little interested in Spencer Rattler in the third or fourth round, but after seeing some film on him about him, I'm not sure. Spencer Rattler, I just don't see it. I don't see it, but hey, what are you going to do? Like I said, I'm not here to see it. Mr. Roberts says, why do people think that Jones is going to be an MVP type player? He's coming off an ACL, and he's not Adrian Peterson. He's also coming off 2 neck injuries in 3 years, combined with an ACL. What's up, Big Mike? Giants got a real problem. We have the opportunity to take Neighbors, Zuda, but further at the quarterback position next year. We are supposed to wait for Archie Manning. Maybe. First of all, I love the Archie Manning thing, and I'm not making fun of you, Mike, but I love the Archie Manning thing with people. Archie Manning's got to win a job in college first. He hasn't even won the job at Texas yet. Hey, Tim, says Big Pimp. I'm still waiting for the Daniel Jones contract to get better with time any day now. Because Pimp name slipped back. Some of us looked at this boat anchor of a contract. And then I didn't see that one giant beat reporter, Patricia something or other. I remember she was like, oh, I remember seeing her Twitter going, it's such a, now that I look at it deeply, it's such a wonderful deal. And people kept telling, well, you can get out of it in 2 years. And I kept trying to explain to people, there is a little bit of a poison pill in year 3, which increased when they had to restructure the deal and they moved more money into 2025. And I kept telling people, if he flames out in the first year of the contract, that year 2 is going to look horrendous. And then you're probably going to move money and you're going to still owe $22 million in the quarterback bucket. And then you're going to wait to draft a guy. So you may not be good for an additional 4 years after the 2024 season. But I was a hater. I didn't understand football. I didn't understand the intricacies of the contract. Yes, Tim, it's $160 million, but really only 90 of it is guaranteed. And it's such a wonderful deal because it's got a 2-year out. And then the Jalen Hurts contract came out. And everyone was like, see the bargain that Joe Shane got? Mighty Mouse. Oh, and then I looked at then I looked at the deal. I looked at this contract. I looked at this huge ass contract that Jalen got. And then you compared it to the Daniel Jones contract. And Jalen doesn't even make north of what Daniel Jones is going to make, or the cap hit of Daniel Jones at $41 million, which is 0 guaranteed until 2027. He had a cap number of $6 million, $13 million in 2024, only $21 million in 2025. He's carrying a $13 million cap number this year. And then 31 when he'll be 28 and 26. And then he's got 41, none of it guaranteed in 2027, and he's 29 years old. We talked about how Daniel Jones contributes up to 14.8% of the cap space currently. Jalen, last year was 2.6%. This year will only be 5%. 2025, he'll be 8%. He'll be 11% in 2026, and then they can get out completely in 2027. somebody was playing checkers, someone was playing chess, and Joe Shane was playing chutes and ladders. No one thought Eli was elite. He gave us 2 Super Bowls. Fens are going to be back and forth on anyone we draft as a quarterback. Waller talking retirement. How effective will he be? Shaking my head. He's always talking retirement. Just retire. And I love it because the Giants are like, well, we're not going to push Waller to retire. No. We're not pushing Waller to retire. Can anyone tell me last time Giants convincingly won a football game? Gotta be a long time back. Yeah. Jacob says, if we draft McCarthy, I think the fan base is going to riot. I'm going to be happy we draft McCarthy. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be ecstatic. I may just print up JJ McCarthy shirts. And when I bring myself, if we are invited to the draft party this year, and I bring the people that we always bring, we'll hide them under our shirts. And when they draft them, we will take them off and we'll have our JJ McCarthy shirts. King of the Caveman, GM, Captain Caveman. Barbara says if we didn't waste time and money on Paris Campbell, Shepard, Waller, and other zeros, then we would have the cap space to sign Saquon Barkley. Barbara, don't speak with logic. Speak with passion. Speak with conviction. You're a Giant fan. Stop the logic. No logic. Davey says, can you email me your spreadsheet? One of my hobbies is doing Excel spreadsheets. No. Sorry, Davey. No. My Capologist spreadsheet is mine. I sent it to somebody once. I don't remember if I sent it to Don, but I sent it to somebody once. And then they decided they were going to use it as a content creator. So no. American cheese. I like American cheese. With the deep wide receiver class, we should draft 2 wide receivers with the first and second pick, then fix the secondary. No, you can't. You can't do that. Well, I heard that we drafted Ming the Merciless in round 6. Big El Gigante coming in this. How's it going? What's up, Tim? What's up, chat? Shane is looking like a buffoon every day, and I thought we got rid of Gettleman. Getty gave us king of the almost sacks. Shane gave us king of the quick pressures. According to Carl Banks, if you watch his breakdown of the Brian Bones film, we are getting Aaron Donald. We are getting the likes of Lyle Alzado. We're getting Bruce Smith. We are getting all these guys. We're getting Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora, Michael Strahan, all rolled into one. It's like a 28-second video. Last time I checked, there were a lot more plays over the last 2 years than 28 seconds worth. Tim, I wish you were here to see my face when the Giants drafted Dan Jones. The football coach saw my face and DJ was drafted, and he was asking me if I was okay and had some water. I was pale, maybe dying. That's not good. Well, that's not good at all. Laura says, Tim, I'm here. Let's talk. And PC being good for the Eagles will kill me. Paris Campbell being good is just, you know what's going to happen. Mr. Young says, when he balls out, you will neither continue to be a Giant fan or not. What a player does after the fact doesn't change what the player did while here. Yeah. You know what? It's at the end of the day, I hope Daniel Jones balls out. I really do. I always said before, I hope to be wrong. Because I've been saying this since the end of 2019. I didn't get it. Don't see it. Didn't get it. Went on Bad Dog Show. Told him I didn't see it. Didn't get it. I think the dog has to go outside. Let me, I think, what's up? Hold on. I gotta send multiple texts here. Someone actually signed Matt from Connecticut. I know, I'm so sad. Taylor balls out. We need to catch like 15 passes to do more than he did here. We apparently signed him with no plan to use him. Probably. Tim, It gives me thoughts of the Jordan Travis before his injury and doesn't make a good G-man. He was interesting before the injury, and I don't know where he's going to be now, but he is interesting. He would have been an interesting prospect. I think he's going to drop down quite exponentially, but someone's going to pick him up. Someone's going to take a chance on him. Mo Green. Didn't Dan Orlovsky call Caleb Williams' pro day underwhelming? Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky. Listen, I don't disparage anything Dan Orlovsky says or does, but what does he want him to do? Does he literally want him to leap buildings in a single bound? Dude was 50 for 50 in his passes. What was he supposed to do? Go 60 for 50? Dr. Garrett says, Tim, I think it is important to see if Dable learned anything from last year. If he starts pulling the play calling again and shit talks his coordinators and coaches, it's going to be the problem all over again. It probably will. You're right. I'm not going to say you're wrong. MK5 says, I pray that the Cardinals trade with the Vikings and take Alt, and then we somehow get Marvin Harrison. I still don't think Marvin Harrison's getting past New England. I stand by the move to Neil to left guard. Thomas next to Neil, who played his best statistical year in college. The left guard, sign me up. I don't know what those lines going to do. I wish I did. Chris, if the Giants will be playing Russian roulette with caps if they put Daniel Jones on the field this season, if he gets injured, that injury clause kicks in. Yikes. Yeah, that injury clause is scary for Daniel Jones. It really is scary. It's scary what it could do to the 2025 cap. But you know what? We need to be scared of bigger things like monsters and banana tree spiders. Oh, hello, Tim. Hey, Frank. Just joined. What did I miss? Well, Frank, before you got here, Timmy fell into the well, but Lassie made sure that he ran down to the prairie and got his friends to come and save him. And Daniel Jones sucks. What's up, Frank? Tim, if the Giants have you at gunpoint, blink twice. Never. Do you think, like Douglas says, I think we should draft a long snapper in round 1. It's the Giants. It's
the Giant way.
Ron Juan says, well, at least Spencer Rattler has a cool name. Oh God, you know what? I would have such a cool Spencer Rattler sound effect. It would be awesome. Labor's in the first round and get a guard attack on the second. You still don't have a quarterback. You still don't have a quarterback. You can get everything you want, but we still don't have a quarterback. That's my problem. Oh no, Pert signed with another team.
What?
Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm. Warning.
Problem is, it's not sarcasm. Giants draft McCarthy with the first pick. Yes. Marvin Harrison Jr., a Patriot. Oh no, that's nuts. I still think it's going to happen. Did the future Pro Bowler Matt from Connecticut, Carl Banks' favorite offensive lineman, sign out with somewhere else? Didn't he go to Green Bay? Yeah, he signed someplace else. I don't even know where he went. I think he went to Green Bay. Jose Joseph says, I'm late for the DJ party. There was this is the old TV shows, the Little Rascals, back in the 20s or whatever it is. You know, used to have it on as a kid when you got home from school. They always had like the Little Rascals, and you got to watch Star Blazers and things such as that. And I just remember there was the one episode with the He-Man Women Haters Club. We're the Daniel Jones Haters Club. Welcome. You had the Players Club. Welcome to the Daniel Jones Haters Club. Daniels may be available for us. Mark my word. If Jaden Daniels is sitting there at 6, and we take Joe Alt or JJ McCarthy or something else, I think I'll have an embolism. I think I would literally have an embolism on the field at MetLife. Matt from Connecticut is now with the Broncos. I knew it was one of those teams. Joe Milton is our future. I'm really starting to warm up to Joe Milton a little bit. Not as a project quarterback, I'm starting to warm up on Joe Milton. I really am. You watch some of his film, and you watch some of his bad film, and his bad film is bad, but it's also there was reasons. Give me an elite wide receiver in round 1, then take Penix and Nix in round 2. No to Nix. I hear the Broncos love Bo Nix. Sometimes the Giants need to be saved from themselves. And I think what would be awesome is if we saved ourselves by having another team do something stupid. And that would be like Bo Nix being taken in the first round by the Broncos. Sean Payton evidently loves Bo Nix. I don't know if it's true. I keep hearing that rumor repeatedly that he loves him some Bo Nix. Could it be true? I don't know. But I do find it interesting. Gano is the face of the franchise. David said, doubt Penix will make it to the second round. Nix maybe. I don't think Penix is making it to the second round. I don't think he's getting past 13. From what I heard from some people in Vegas, the Raiders love him. And he is, if there was a quarterback that Al Davis would love, and of course Al Davis had passed away a while ago, it would literally be Michael Penix Jr. It really would be Michael Penix Jr. because he's got the big arm, he's got all the intangibles, he's got that Raider swagger in my mind. I just think that would be the perfect fit for someone such as the Raiders. And evidently they love him. I love how some people were saying, I saw it on Twitter, that Michael Penix probably wouldn't want to go to the Giants because it's a cold weather team, being from Tampa and all. And I paused I thought to myself for a second. Didn't he play at Washington State? Last time I checked, the weather's not too warm there. Didn't he play in Washington? And I'm not talking Washington. I'm not talking Washington D.C. Wasn't he a Husker at the University of Washington in Seattle? Washington is located in Seattle, Washington. Excuse me. Seattle, where it rains and it's cold and all that stuff. Everyone, hold on a second. Sorry about that. The yard guy is coming out. Oh no. It killed my thing. Oh no, hold on. It killed the thing here. That's oh my god. Hold on. Don't you love when you do something live? I'm also recording this for the podcast. All right, but now we're back on because I lost it. Bo Nix sounds like an ED medicine. That's just not nice. Matt went to the Broncos. The Giants rarely play in the cold or bad weather. They rarely play at all. We played in the rain. Let's look what happens. JJ McCart, Twitter, JJ McCart, they wouldn't do well in the cold weather offense. Stanley says, I don't get why the Giants fans are sleeping on JJ McCarthy's potential when I think he's going to succeed in the NFL because he was playing in a pro-style system at Michigan. A pro-style system, yes, for the running game. He threw 659 passes in 2 years starting at Michigan. He didn't win the national championship game. He was a component of the win for the national championship game. He didn't win it. You got to think of it that way. He didn't win it at all. Bo Nix at 6. Roll the dice on a second round wide receiver. I kind of like that. I could kind of see us doing that. Why not? What do we got going on here today, guys? How many likes do we have? I didn't even check the likes. 34 likes. We should have at least 50. Jacob says there are only too many holes on this team, even after the draft. There are. There's a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was ASMR, for those that do not know. Todd Taylor says, when your college coach says, let's run the ball, I don't want his quarterback. Can we Tim wants Bo Nix at 6. Clip that. Yes, I said I want Bo Nix at 6. Put it on a clip and put it on Twitter. Go for it. JJ McCarthy didn't hurt the Wolverines. That man is the man factor. That is the factor. He didn't. He did not hurt the Wolverines. You got to look at it that way. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's talk about love. Oh, my God. Mitchell Trubisky. JJ McCarthy is Mitchell Trubisky 2.0. Is he Mitchell Trubisky 2.0? That is interesting. That is an interesting question. I'm going to say no. Because Mitchell Trubisky had 30 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions, threw for 3,700 yards, and I forgot how many yards, completed like almost 68% of his passes for that last year in North Carolina. But again, he was really just a one-year starter. I think Mitchell Trubisky did more that year in North Carolina than JJ McCarthy was asked, and that's the key phrase, was asked to do at Michigan. He did more in North Carolina. So I don't think he's JJ. I don't think he's Mitchell Trubisky. Zach Tech says JJ McCarthy is Tyrod Taylor. I was up, had to sign. Oh, it was UPS. I had to sign for 2. Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on at the house today. I think I know what it is. Let's give them something to talk about. Talk about love. People. Talking about people. I got Step Brothers now stuck on my head. I saw the Giants rework the Dexter Lawrence contract. See, it's pretty up $7.5 million. Wasted move. Will the Giants make next with the cap space? They don't have cap space. I'm going to talk about this again. I included that number into my little spreadsheet here. And with the rookie cap hold, your $10 million in operational cap space. You also have to factor in the practice squad, and there's a few other equations you got to take a look at with your dead cap money, and you have to reworking the Thomas deal without the rule of 51, and also you have to add in the salaries from the rule of 51. You're still about $30 million over the cap. So I don't know. Whatever. Rule 51, we're in great shape. Without the rookie, and I kept telling people, without the rookie draft pool, you're in great shape. Without the $10 million he wants for operational cap space, we're in great shape. I keep thinking of Michael Ray Richardson with the Knicks back in that one season back in the 80s when the Knicks started collapsing, and he said, the boat be sinking. That's what we got going on here. Joe Milton is 24. I knew Joe Milton was older than that. Joe Milton, I know, was in college at 17. So I figured he had to be in his 20s. All right, guys, it's 12:57. We're going to cut it short today for an hour because I do have a lot of stuff going on at the house, and then we got the lawn guys coming to do the springtime cleanup because Easter is on his way. We're not going to have a stream tomorrow because I'm going to be watching basketball, but we will have a video because we haven't had a video in a while, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Want to appreciate everyone for dropping in, dropping by, dropping out, and as always, this is Tim, the Steer Giant Trade Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. I'll see everyone Sunday. Stay safe. Go watch some basketball. And you know what, guys? As always, I'm out of here.